there, Prehistoric Kingdom friends. I'm here to embark on a PK building extravaganza that will probably end up in a challenging disaster. Now, let's get one thing straight. I've never finished a zoo in my entire YouTube life. Nope, not one single zoo. My parks are like one of those construction projects that just keep going on and on until the dinosaurs roam the earth again. But hey, today is the day. So, what's the plan? Well, I've set myself a challenge. Building a zoo that consists of not one, not two, but a whopping 10 animals. Who knows, maybe I'll even squeeze in a few more. But let's be real. It's more likely that the mammoths will come back from extinction before I complete this park. If I succeed, it'll be a miracle. But if I fail, well, let's just say it wouldn't be the first time. Let's get building this glorious half-baked park here in Prehistoric Kingdom. This is a very short speed build, it's roughly about 2 minutes long, so I'll try and get all the relative information into this section before we do move on to what I call stage building. So what that means is essentially I build everything usually at the weekend and then I come back and I rip it all up into stages. So you'll see this is basically the bare bones of the building. It's very basic, and I did actually record this section, as obviously you can see it because it's on your screen. But I don't particularly enjoy speed builds, and I have to apologise to people who love them. It's just not my vibe, guys. And I just kind of realised to myself, if I don't necessarily enjoy watching them, then why should I produce them? There's nothing wrong with speed builds, it's just very hard for me to narrate over them because usually I go off on a rant about something and then I look up at the screen and I'm like, oh, okay, I have to speak about this section as well. And then the time just goes on and it's just difficult for me to do. And along with all of this is I have switched jobs. I now have a new career and I am absolutely loving it. It is with such a fantastic company and I'm doing something that I genuinely love so much. And the company I work for now are so loving. And not saying that the company that I worked for before were rubbish, but it's just a completely different industry. And I just love it. So I'm so happy and it makes like an absolute massive difference. But anyway, that's personal. And you're here for speed builds or Prehistoric Kingdom. Not necessarily me waffling on. So I hope you enjoyed the video and let's get into this stage building. Okay, my friends, so this is the entrance building and we're going to go through it in a little bit more detail and I'm going to show off the ticket section to start off with. So here we go, we've got a little ticket part and it's got like text, it's all implied. I also took this off the workshop, I've showcased this on my channel before, but I just basically wanted these to look very much similar. You can just come up, pay for your ticket, swipe your card and go off into the park. And then I also made this little map. So these would just be leaflets that you can just help yourself and they are all under this little shaded area as well. So in case it does get a little bit too cozy, also if it rains, it kind of protects the leaflets as well. So that was the detail kind of added for that. There's also lights up here as well. And then we have like a little A board frame which would maybe have like special deals or maybe would tell you when there's going to be certain shows or whatever else. And then if we move up here, we've got the PK logo. So this park doesn't have a name at the moment. I will be open to suggestions. If you want to suggest anything, then please put that in the comments below. And then we have got some foliage here. And then next to that, we do have the gift shop. So I'll take you around there and we'll go have a look inside. So I stuck with the branding here, which I think is kind of nice. Then we've got rent a pram, which is available inside. So you go through this double door here. And then I've made these little baskets that you can just pick up a basket and go shopping. So this is obviously the in-game gift shop. So nothing has been changed in here as you can see. So everything is as you'd expect it to be. Have put in this backdrop here just to kind of lighten it up a little bit and on this side as well. And then really kind of adding in detail. So we've got a little basket there that someone's came up and they're checking out whatever they've bought. And then these are just some assets that I've made myself. So these are just props. I think that this one might be available in the workshop. Not necessarily sure if these ones are, but just like little cups and stuff. I know that we do have cups within the game. We've got these cups up here and so on and so forth. But because you can't individually select these, and this is one big modular set, I just thought I would add to that. So that's my little PK cups as well. And then over here we've got branding from Lachlan's, which is another one of my projects which is coming to an end. And then we've got some toys here and also some pens that you can get. And then on this side we've got lunch boxes and more toys and stuff like that. And over here we've got t-shirts. That's practically that. And then over here we've just got some books that go in with the theming. Maybe I should have swapped this out for the desert, just because obviously it's very similar to what's going on there. And then over here we've got the little rent a pram section. I just want to kind of showcase off the little details here. So we've got like a little light switch that goes up and ventilation and stuff for this gift shop. So I think that's kind of nice, you know, just those like little extra details and stuff. So that's our gift shop. Out here is basically the rest of the park. So we've got like a branding as well, and then the see you soon sign. And then essentially around here, what I'm going to do is probably build like a little ticket booth area as well. Probably put in some planters here just to kind of tie this section up a bit. But I think it's looking kind of good. Initially I thought it was a little bit too boxy, but I've tried to like incorporate, you know, just different like jutty out bits just to give it a little bit more of a design to it. So yeah, that is the first stage. Okay, so here we are stage 2, which is a bit of a different angle for you, but you can see that I've started to outline where the guests would kind of go, add in a little bit more foliage as well. And then we do actually have a road in. I know this is probably very boring to some, but I really did enjoy adding these little extra details. So you can see here that we've got a bus stop. This is pretty British, to be honest. This is definitely British. A little bus stop that would have like a timetable schedule, just really basic looking road bus stop. And then we've also got in the street lights as well, and then that takes us all the way down here. We do have the drop off point as well, our pickup point. And then over here, excuse my grass, there we go, just got rid of that grass. So we do have a little crossing system. I have just noticed like everything in my park right now is a little bit janky. So let me just put this actually back where it's supposed to be. There we go, beautiful. So I have made this, and this is actually on the workshop. So this, the zebra crossing, the bollards, and yeah, I think that's it actually, are all on the workshop there. So you can go ahead and download that and put that onto your park. And then over here is supposed to be like the backstage area. So I wanted this to be relatively close to the building, but also kind of far enough away that it's not going to affect the guests coming into the park. And then the last thing is we've got these custom signs. So we've got an Archaeopteryx there, and a Brachiosaurus, a Coelophysis, and a Triceratops. And I just really enjoyed making these. They are the same on each side. But I do think for branding and for marketing purposes, I think that they look pretty good. So yeah, that is stage 2. Okay, it's coming together pretty well now. So you can see that I've started to get in more foliage here. I basically just used the foliage paintbrush and spammed loads of trees in. So it's really feeling more compact, which is exactly what we like. So this section's pretty much the same. You can see the foliage in the back there. What I have done is I have included more foliage down here, and on this section we do have another shop facility. So this is for a restaurant. So you can see, I'll just quickly show you this. This section here, how I was talking about like the maintenance part of it, I do want to build out a little maintenance room, so that's something to be worked on. But I really like the different levels that have been created here, so you kind of have to, you know, come up into this part. Obviously, this is not wheelchair accessible, but for the staff, there is 2 ways to get around this park, so I will showcase that off as well. And talking about accessibility, because it is a really big thing for me to make sure that all our guests can enjoy our park. Just to point out that there is a ramp up here, because I know like obviously stairs is not accessible friendly, so I have kept that in mind. And then over here we do have the express tickets. We've got just a little ticket booth there that'll tell you exactly what it is, and you just key in what you want. Initially I did have this as something that you would be paying for your car parking, more of a ticket for that, but I think it just works fine regardless. Plus, I've not built any parking facilities with this park, and to be honest, I don't think I will. And then over here, again, this is all in the workshop. So for accessibility, you can come through here and then scan your ticket, and that is you basically into the park. Now, what I have done, this is completely placeholder at the moment. It's just to give you an idea of what I am initially going to do with this park. So I've made this board, and it is relatively small, but special thanks. Basically, what I want to do is, if you comment on any of my videos, I'm going to take your username and I'm going to pop it on here. So hopefully by the end of this, we're going to have loads of names on the board. We may have to expand it, hence why this is all placeholder at the moment. Whatever comment that you put, you will be put onto this board. Now, if you are a subscriber, we might, and this is a big might, consider doing it like a tier system. So you could be like a gold, silver and bronze, which means it would be kind of more of a rating thing, but we'll talk about that later on in the process, because I might have the same people commenting, which will probably be my mum. So thanks, mum. So over here is just some foliage that we've included in as well, just to keep it nice and bright. And then when I was talking about accessibility, we do have an actual ramp that comes down here. So although you might not be able to get to the front bit for accessibility, you can come round the back here, and this will take us off into the maintenance section, which I know is really close to our restaurant. I am very much aware of that. Let's have a little tour of this. So just some really nice place that you can sit down and have a bit to eat. There's also bins, lovely tree at the back, just kind of like homely vibes. Then this is our fast food restaurant, so same doors as before. Then you can sit down if the place is a little bit too busy. So I've got these like waiting benches, and also if it was too busy and you just really want something quick to eat, then you can use the vending machines as well. But again, this is all the in-game modular pieces, so I can't really do much with this. Okay, final update. I think a lot of you will be like, oh my gosh, finally. This is going to be a really quick update as well. There's not much to it, but I would just wanted to include the maintenance building that I kept on going on about. So here it is at the back. Now, this is nothing fancy at all. I have made this really, really basic. Everything just looks a little bit boring, but I just wanted to showcase it from this side as well. So you can see we put in a fence there just to kind of cordon it off a little bit. And then what I have done is I've tidied this bit up as well. And then we've got some bins at the back there. And this is my maintenance room, which I have made before. Now, I can't remember if this is on the workshop or not, but I really, really do love it. And I was going to be building loads of these. So we're going to have like a maintenance room. We're going to have a keeper's hut, a vet's. And yeah, I honestly love building things like this. I just can really get into the fine details of stuff. So I've never showcased this off in a video before, but so I'm going to do it now essentially. So we've got some, lockers and that. And then we've got Henry the Hoover. I think this one's George because it's green, although don't quote me on that. And then again, some like blueprints and stuff and places to hang up your jacket. Then over here, we've got like a little keyboard. This does actually have, you probably can't see that very well, but it actually does have keys on it. So I just wanted to showcase like the details that basically have went into all of this. We've got like a little lamp, like a Pixar lamp. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Again, we've got like more graph paper and tape, spirit level, ladders, and then again we've got like little post-it notes. So over here we've got like a 5S board. So if you're into production at all, a 5S board is basically like everything has a place and everything in its place. So you will know at like first glance that the broom is missing or the rake's missing. So that's exactly what that is. And it's really sad that I know these kind of things because I worked in production. And then over here, we've got like walkie-talkies. Again, the level of detail in this is absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes I wonder why I do these things. I mean, it's even got a battery section on it, but hey ho, there it is. And then, you know, nicks and knacks and stuff that you would pick up. And then over here is just, again, a little bit of a maintenance room. So we've got like kitchen roll. We've even got a hammer. I think this was my attempt of making a screwdriver, which is terrible. We've also got a brush, which was extremely difficult to make. But hey, that's that there now. And we've got like some paint and stuff and, you know, just like little bits and bobs and even more maintenance. I know for a fact that this is definitely on the workshop. This is definitely on the workshop, and I think this is, and you know what? The whole build might actually be on the workshop, but I honestly can't remember from my memory. So this is essentially my maintenance room. And what I actually love about it is because you can see it from the outside, and I have put in another maintenance room up at the top here. So again, if you're going into the park, here is our other maintenance room. And it's exactly the same as what we've just been in. But I do love this because it just gives it more of a realistic vibe that people who are out having their lunch are probably going to see the maintenance guy like fixing something. And I think there's no shame in that. I really love it. And I think there's no shame in having something that you love. So next time, just to give you a bit of a heads up, we will be building over here into this section, which is going to be for a small animal. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.